Hey there, person I've never met before. I'm Fox, and this is my experiment. Welcome to the weirdness. So my brain can't even handle trying to make this intelligent, witty, and well thought out, so screw it. Why try to be something you're just not? Keep your mind open and let's get weird. A little bit about me. I'm a 25-year-old veteran with motor neural issues, multiple injuries, chronic pain, chronic fatigue, adjustment disorder, disordered eating, and apparently PTSD, and have managed to find myself in San Diego, California of the USA, living off savings, unable to work due to my conditions. I don't meet the requirements for a working visa, and I have no freaking clue what I'm going to do with my life now that it has been completely turned upside down. Learning how to move and live life again is frustrating as hell. My condition interferes with everything I'd like to do, let alone stuff I need to get done. Socialising, sitting, texting, standing, watching TV, reading, driving, fun events. Even this took 8 weeks to put together. Chores, blah 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 blah. You get the idea. Wah. No pity thanks. How did I get to this sorry state of affairs? Well, I'll tell you. It all started with a dark and haunting childhood full of unsavory characters and unfortunate happenings. Blah, blah, blah. But that's a story for another day, and a prequel to be released depending on funding and fuck it factor. Then, in the darkness, I found light. A tub with some strings and a stick with some fabric attached to it. I noticed I enjoyed learning and was apparently good at it. And most importantly, a piece of metal with a chunk of wood on it that I could make loud and obnoxious noises on. Sailing, study, and music were my saviours, and I became quite good at them, travelling overseas, getting scholarships, and winning shiz. But most of all, I didn't actually care how good or not I was at them. I did them because I was passionate about them, especially music, which took up most of my life and distracted from the home situation. Music helped me get through any and every hardship I had to endure. Sounds cliche, but it was true. Then came boarding school for grades 11 and 12. I loved it. No chores, no parents, lived with my girls but could be on my own, 2 minutes walk from school, and so much freedom to do my sports, music and studies because that school encouraged overachieving. During this time, I decided to join the army as a musician when I left school. Fitness, music, cool army shiz, full-time job, no HECS debt. I could study my degrees after hours and I could do sailing after work. It was perfect for me. The perks like medical and accommodation were just a bonus. Plus I'd be an asset to my country. After graduation, I moved out of home, moved to Airlie Beach, taught sailing, fixed boats, raced boats, delivered boats along the east coast, played some music, taught some music, moved to Sydney, and worked as a waitress while I waited for my military enlistment date. It was a great year. Military training was easy after boarding school, and the parents. Plus, sailing instructing helped me just get things. I was surprised at how much I loved it. Even the hard stuff I was terrible at, loved it. I now saw even more opportunity in this job, and it felt even more right. I even loved the anal retentive stuff like fold your socks this way, do exactly as I say, no dust anywhere or extra duties. Because I just saw it as a game. They could only push me as far as I let them. Then I broke, and that all started to change. Suddenly I worried I wasn't good enough for this job, that it was too good for me. Despite being in the top percentage of the classes, I still started seeing myself as a failure, or, as we called it, being Jack, or a malingerer. I thought I was now half as good as everybody else, so now I had to work twice as hard just to catch up, plus add in physical therapy and training on top of that. I managed to keep up with my peers, catching up whatever I missed, medically upgrading to fully fit each surgery, passing any quals on time, but it was never enough. I still felt like I was just getting by. I needed to be better. Unless I was working hard, it wasn't good enough. Unfortunately, my military career saw me having an ankle reconstruction surgery, lower back disc bulges with severe pain, shoulder surgery, and neck surgery with 2 discs replaced in my neck. This was the killer. My world was just thrown completely upside down as my physical condition deteriorated, bringing on motor neural issues, chronic pain, chronic fatigue, and adjustment disorder. My career as a soldier, as a musician, and life came to a spectacular standstill. I spent 17 months in limbo off work, waiting discharge, unable to move properly for the first 8 months of it. Those were the worst 8 months of my life. My career was over, my relationship ended, I could barely look after myself, and I disconnected from friends. I was lost. I felt useless and worthless, and shit scared as to how on earth I was going to do this thing called life now. I was 24 years old. I no longer had purpose. I struggled to breathe, sit, and stand, let alone life. Pain, weakness, fear, exhaustion, anxiety, depression, stress, and hopelessness consumed me every day. My hygiene slipped, I stopped cooking for myself, chores could wait, avoiding going out, and worse, I was forced to be surrounded by the things I was losing because I was still employed by Defence. They owned me. Paid to do nothing. Yay! Do what they say. In my eyes, that was not living. It never was, nor has been, about the money. In a nutshell, I can't play saxophone, study, or sail, and it pisses me off. Now that's a very, very short version of the story, and there's a lot more I could bitch and moan about, but you get the idea. Life sucks. Everyone can relate to that at some point. The biggest issue was that I lost myself. I lost my purpose, and I lost my passion for life and learning. I let fear control my every move. Even my sleep would be interrupted by panic as my hands went numb. I got to the point of fearing large groups of people, new people, how I ate, and even driving. I was sick and tired of telling my story over and over again to different practitioners. I felt powerless, and I felt useless. And those, among any other feelings, were the worst. It doesn't matter how physically able you are. Once you feel these feelings, all you see is game over. This YouTube channel is my attempt at fixing that. I can work around my condition, set fun goals, as rehab gets way too boring, and maybe help someone in the process. This has all brought me to San Diego, California, where I am now undergoing treatment and getting out of my comfort zone, that's for sure. It's been a long and winding road which will no doubt continue. There will be drama, there will be fun, there will be fear, but I am determined to beat my circumstances. For we can never choose our circumstances, only how we let them define us and what we choose to do next. Yes, this will be haphazard, because I have no freaking idea what I'm doing. But I'm going to have a go, I'm going to make some mistakes, I'm going to learn some things, and most of all, I'm going to have fun being me. Let the real adventure begin.